Hi guys, welcome to AZ220 Microsoft Azure IoT Developer. And in this video, we're going to cover the lab 13, deploying and debugging Azure IoT Edge with Visual Studio Code. So, like every other lab, which if you do not know where to get the link to the guide from GitHub, you can always look at the description of the video and the link is given. Make sure your portal is opened and you have your this is lab. You have your details for IoT reference like your unique ID, virtual machine ID, and so on in your notepad. Okay, so I'm gonna start my Azure shell or cloud shell. Okay, and for this we definitely need several systems to be in place. Azure IoT tool by Microsoft, C# by Microsoft, and Docker should also be available. And make sure the Docker has been installed in your system as well. So similar to lab 12, in lab 12, if you see that we were using the Docker, but then not as extensively as this. So, yep, let's go into, because now we are bringing it down, right? So let's look into it, and when you read the lab scenario, you can see what are the things required. So make sure that your Docker has been downloaded, and I am going to install my Docker desktop Windows, and this is to get the systems ready. For those who are having trouble with their Docker system, it should start without any issue. So if you are facing an error like this, and please refer to the troubleshooting note and get it rectified. So in this case, I'm going to click on the troubleshooting note here, and we shall see on how we can rectify this, because without the Docker being rectified, we cannot complete the lab 13. So as for Visual Studio, let's open the Visual Studio Code, right? And then at Visual Studio Code, make sure that you can open it, and here you go. This is how it will be at the extensions here, and you can see what are the extensions installed. You can see IoT tools has been installed, C# has been installed, and we have Docker installed here. We do not have Docker installed. Let's search for Docker, and we are getting the Docker installed as well, since the requirement is for the Dockers to be installed. Alright, so you can see the Docker is being installed. The installation is taking place, but we already have this too. So make sure you check it's already installed. So make sure you check what has been installed. You should have IoT tools, you should have C#, and you should have Docker in place. Right? And this covers the Visual Studio for your working space. And now we're going to come for the Docker's Community Edition for Windows and get it done before we can start the execution of lab. Alright, so for that, let's look at the troubleshooting. I've shown the error that comes in just now. So when that error comes in, we are going to check on, right? Alright, let's open back again the Docker for desktop. So the Docker is being opened in the Windows. So I'm opening the and it's starting. Alright, and I'm getting this error here. Hardware assisted virtualization and data execution protection must be enabled in the BIOS. Okay, so let's look at if we have, let's control F and find if we have that. No. So what we're gonna do is, let's give a try in this. So I'm gonna open Windows PowerShell. So you can see here, my PowerShell is at the side here. So what we're gonna do is, we're going to paste it here, clear, right, clear and right, and let's see, we're gonna, no. So we are going to copy this, and then we're gonna clear, and we're gonna paste it. So let's see. So in order for it to function, we need to enable the virtualization. So where do we go for that? Windows Home. So we're going to click on turn on and off Windows. Right over here, you're gonna check if there is anything virtual machine platform is up and the subsystem is on. Right? Okay, we have both on, so that should not be the issue. Alright, let's look at the next command. It's saying the Hyper-V. So let's look at, right, so that's, we need Hyper-V to be installed. That is what the troubleshooting says. So let's get it done. Okay, so in this case, looks like we have to install the Hyper-V And right, so another way what we're going to do is, of course they have given the link, but since this is a troubleshooting session, so setting up the devices for so I'm going to put this, and then let's go to and see that how can we get this rectified. And this is how we actually what they call we debug, or we actually look into. So I just want to leave it here, right? So let's look at it now. Seems like a bug, right? What is issue solution given, right? So yep, they want us to enable hyper. So let's give a try if this works. Okay, we are going to open PowerShell as administrator. PowerShell as run as administrator. Okay, so I'm gonna get this administrator and we are going to run it. Okay, it's deploying. However, there's an error. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to paste this, and let's see, did successfully. And now I would need to restart and then see whether the Docker issue is solved. So I hope that the similar step may help on your end, and let's watch for my next video for lab 13, which will start with the execution, and we no longer will be looking at the installation troubleshooting. We will go straight to the exercise 1 and start. So thank you and bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe